time came when there was so much that the civilians had to take their long four-wheeled carts, and they wouldn't have left them. They just clicked them in over, just like a load of muck, clicked them in over and dumped them in a hole. Altogether, just dumped the thing in and shield them out, and it was a terrible sight. However, we finally, they just coming close to the end of the war then, and we was pretty well on the road, and they were, well, most of us couldn't think of been a lot left the last time, but that was all by SS. This SS was doing it. Now, at that point, as I say, the war was about finished, and they didn't care for what happened. Now, this particular point in the road, that's the last I seen them. I was in at a farmhouse and I was demanding bread. We could really demand something to eat because they knew the war was more or less finished, and the Germans was everywhere, but they were stripping themselves of their everything. They were wanting into civilian clothes and I. So when I came back out onto the road, I couldn't see any of the column. It was lost, because I wouldn't leave until I got bread. I had to have ein stick brood for essen. And our German, what we could speak, was pretty good. And, you know, there's a terrible lot of dialects in Germany. The north doesn't know what the south says. It's worse in St. Combs and the Broch. However, when I quote the road, there was no machine over way out of sight. Well, another hope would just carry on, all alone on the road. However, a German came up on a bike and asked what I was doing. Well, our favourite thing was krank, who was sick. Ich bin krank. I was sick. So he marched us a bit and we came on to a field hospital. So he puts in here. So when I landed there, I was about 10 other boys there in the same game. So next morning we went to see the doctor. Okay, with all sore backs or sore heads or something like that. Pretty obvious it was to do, but the doctor couldn't care less. So we was allocated into farms. Another chap and me, sorry I can't remember his name, was put into a farm, a little farm cottage. Now if we went in there, there's half a dozen Germans stripping themselves and bailed out. We was left in the house with the people in the house, you see, because they had to keep us all night. Now, I was trying to recollect that was the first time we had slept on a bed. A real bed for over 5 years, and it was great. The woman gave us eggs at night. That's about the only thing they could give us, eggs, and I can't remember what else. They were a very nice woman. Next morning we was monkey as usual, so we asked if we could get a bath. Oh yes, she would give us a bath. No bathhouses, just a big iron bath outside. So she filled the water for us, and we was both having a bath, this chap and me. Was both stark naked when she came flying in, shouting, "Englander, Englander, come here, Englander, come here." What's it he now? This was a Yanks at the door into the house. No starters. However, once we got on some clothes, we get to them and said it was prisoners of war. Okay, that's fine. And showed the people in the house that they're safe enough, they wouldn't be touched. This is Yanks, this is no Russian, this is Americans, and they wouldn't touch you unnecessary. And assured them of that. So we was told to get back to there was a depot back the line a bit and get back in as quick as we could. They just says get going. So we went back. Now when we landed at this headquarters, God, it was a whole brigade mechanised division here captured. Whew, we thought we was bad if you'd seen you on. However, the Yanks, you know what they are. Right boys, get going, out the way. So it was about 10 to 12 of us collected petrol from some of the lorries, and we rigged up a lorry. Now we went, we was going to make for the coast, France. That was our intentions. But remember, we was away south of Munich. However, we scattered about and we was a week on the road, stopping here and there and getting in demanding food and such like. I don't know, landed in Munich. There we got a big ache there. We was quickly told to get out, hand over your truck and your arms. We had arms up in Germans, you see, with our rifles and things like that, and pistols. Hand them over till you get back to your own division, you see. So we stayed at that American camp for a night, a lovely feed here and a lovely breakfast, and then we took us to a transit camp just in the outskirts of Munich. Big transit camp was here, which I met up with. I lost my pals when I the at farmhouse. I lost them then, you see, but then I met up with him again here at this transit camp, because they were released the next day or something like that. So I met up with Johnny and Dod and Charlie there. So therefore I was there for 3 days until we got a plane and was flown to Belgium, and then from Belgium to Horsham in England, and from there I was put on a train. I landed in Aberdeen 4 o'clock in the morning. Not got about the station till daylight, and my sister worked in Albion Place in Aberdeen, and made my way up here to Albion Place. Landed there, she worked at a doctor's house. Here about 7 o'clock in the morning. Got my breakfast. Phoned my father to come in for us. He came in for us with the car, him and a friend, Santa Cruikshank, and took us home. That's the first home. Quite a homecoming. However, I got my leave, and then my leave was always extended, until finally they said to me to report to my unit at the Brigadier Dawn. So being a bit of an old soldier, I says, okay, I'll Brigadier Dawn. I had in a bit of trouble. I says, I'll report sick. So I reported sick, and the doctor just said, go to Buchan Tongue, get a pass straight to Scot, non-stop, right to Scot. So I was in Scot 7 weeks, and I wasn't demobbed, I was invalided out of the army at that time, unfit for further military service, and I landed up with a pension, an army pension for 14 years, but finally they could I do and took it away. And my father said a week after I had left, went to Scot, there was 2 police came to the door to arrest me. They hadn't for desertion. They never reported to my unit, which was somewhere in England. But he told me, well, he didn't know if I deserted or no, but I was in Scot Hospital. Now Scot Hospital was a military hospital at that time. It's all military personnel there. And oh well, he said, that's it, must be a mistake. So there was no more about that. And I was 7 weeks there, and I was discharged there, unfit for military service, and went home, and that was the last of my war experience. Now, Bertie, that's somewhat spent, but I was in touch with John Smith, a friend for Ellen, and he has an awful better memory than me. Now I was thinking maybe get the 2 of us and have a conversation between the 2 of us, purely on our prisoner of war, nothing to do with the war fighting and all that, just purely our time in the prisoner of war. And what do you think of that? Well,
see, if it says here for us, Rod.
The roller?
Oh, aye.
Well, when you're shoeing on soles, I like to get them well soaked, and then you put them through the roller.
Oh, right.
To squeeze out the surplus wire. The white settlers, as they call it, come in and pack their rail, but I think if you didn't gosh, you'd just booked it there and then.
Okay.
You're not close up at it. So I had to leave Academy Turk. Just carry on until the army decided they wanted me. So I spent a couple of years holiday in there.
in mud here?
Well, in mud, I'm into my 40th year.
Is a Souter here? Is that right? In this premises? And for was this premises before you?
Long to Henderson.
Oh, aye. And was he as long a Souter here, like?
Well, his father was afore him,
Oh, aye.
but full long. They said this property was about 50 years old when I took it up.
Ah, right. Aye.
So it would have been split between the two of them.
Aye. And you're still as busy today as you've been since you
Well,
started?
I'm busier. There's never bearers left.
I can.
And the amount of new faces I'm seeing and the distance that they're coming, I can see now I get decide to retire later.
Is the shoemakering changed at all?
Oh,
The way you repair shoes now, has that changed at all?
oh, at one time, but the only way you fix the soles riveted on. There's no insoles now to rivet on, I think, though.
No.
Just cardboard. So it's mostly all just stitching or glue.
Aye. Is that easier or is it more difficult?
Well, it can be a problem at times. There's many man-made stuffs now.
All right.
It's a problem in which cement to use on it. So, once or twice, bears coming back, soles no sticking. So just in case I try a different cement and hope.
Right. You get a lot of folk for the mart here, though, would you?
Oh, no.
But you would have in the earlier days.
Oh, yes.
Aye. So in the earlier days, the mart day, like a Wednesday and a Thursday, I suppose, would be in your busiest days, would it?
Oh, the Wednesday. Well, they did the mart here, you see, the hell thing, in the one day.
Aye.
And they were getting an awful lot bigger numbers than they have now.
Aye.
Since they split it onto the Tuesday and Wednesday, both days are just spoiled. They're finished at the mart, so, 12 o'clock, so just a case of I never a car and home for the dinner.
Aye.
Nowadays they can't get in here news and a drink in a bar.
No. So you've seen a lot of changes in mud.
Quite a few. Oh well, Sandy Duncan, the butcher, he's still working with his son. Otherwise I'd be the longest established.
Aye. So, it was 50 years ago, it's 1940s, during the wartime you started here?
After the war, yes.
Just after the war. So you didn't know any army boots to repair and that, or?
Oh no.
No, that was all finished. No.